GameStop stock up 6.8%. This is Wednesday, the 10th of September 2025. The stock is currently trending after a surprise earnings beat and the announcement of a special dividend in the form of warrants exercisable at $32. That has become the bone of contention in the charter amongst traders and investors as things stand right now. Some are saying that it's going to make it harder for short sellers to maintain their positions because if you borrow the shares, you have to tender these warrants from the person from the holder of the owner of this of the shares, and at the same time as well, it also points to the naked shorts, which is a case where shares are sold, shares are shorted without actually owning them. It's going to lead to a complication. Who do you who gets the warrants? And when regulators demand a settlement, there might be a disclosure. There might be a disclosure with regard to naked short positions, which as things stand right now is speculative. Nobody's really sure who is whether there are actually naked shorts going on and all that stuff. But when with this dividend warrant, it will lead to that exposure. However, ultimately, it may also lead to dilution, and may, largely dependent on how many warrants are exercised, and it may indeed also ease the short-term pressure because if the dilution goes on, then you have more shares more shares floated, and as a result of that, if there are existing short positions, it will be a smaller fraction of the entire float. As such, the pressure may be reduced. But there are it can be good. It can be good, but I think it's just a short term measure. It's a short term measure. Short sellers will eventually come back, and they may continue to short the stock, and the short interest may still ultimately increase over time. So it's a short term measure. And it's not that bad. So intraday high in this pre-market session is $25.4. Yeah, in this pre-market session. Yeah, let's see what $25.4. Yeah, let's see what we have here. Extrapolation is saying that high prices will continue to print, going all the way towards Thursday's pre-market session, and then after that we might get a brief contraction. Then the uptrend may resume. I guess in the light of the dividend warrant exercisable at $32. Let's see whether that's probably the destination of this extrapolation here. You know, Selling pressure. Let's see what we have down here. Okay, we're talking about buying pressure now. Strongly positive, nothing negative here at all. Let's see. Surely the stock will be trading right outside of its price channel as things stand right now. In terms of projections, we have 24.80 currently in play, but we have here 25.40 as well. So it is an upper projection. What we can do is scan through these other charts, shorter interval charts, to see if they have any more ambitious projections prevailing. Let's see. Currently now we have 24.80 as well. Nothing higher than that. Let's see. 2 hour chart. On the 2 hour chart, we have 24.80 as well. On the 1 hour chart, what do we have? We have 24.39. So without wasting much time, we can just jump to the 1 minute chart to see whether we have any ambitious projections. 24.78. We may not find any here. Yeah, we may not. Okay, we have some here. 24.96, just a slight premium to the ones we have already seen. Let's see what we have here. 25.66. We've seen higher than that. We've seen higher prices higher than that. Let's see what we have here. We have 26.25. Okay. I think our best bet will now be to go back and have a look at the weekly chart. We may have even more more ambitious projections there. The weekly chart. Let's see here. Let's see what we have. Yeah, we have ambitious projections here. We have 36.262, 42.36, 45.94. Yeah, okay. So let's come back to this weekly chart. It can be the good thing about this weekly chart is because the extrapolations are not always reliable. They're not. I mean, I mean, think of it. What's the odds that by Monday, the 23rd of March, that this will? I mean, what's the odds that the price will trace these extrapolations going all the way towards the 23rd of March? It is very, very slim. However, usually the accuracy is quite good going on to the next point. So what I mean. So at the next point, it will be Monday the 15th. There's a good chance that the extrapolation will be satisfied, will be met, will be, yeah, that extrapolation, that prediction will be met. That is why it's also good to have a look at it, amongst other things. You know. So here we're saying, yeah, here we're going to try and have a look and see what so in the light of all of that, that's why we're trying to see if, yeah, $32. Let's see what the probability of that printing is based on this weekly chart. What we have here is saying, here we have the moving averages. So if the moving average is less than the target you have in mind, then you know that the probability will be less than 50%. So on our first attempt, $32, $32, yeah, we have it here. It is less than $32, which is 26.71, that moving average. As such, it is based on the data we have, then we can say that we have a less than 50% chance of that reprinting. We try again. We have it's also less than 50%. We have a couple more here. Let's see. Here we have it's also less than $32 and also less than 50%, less than 50%, less than 50%, and less than 50%. So we could also have a look at the daily chart and see what we have there as well. $32 will be somewhere around here. It turns out to be an extrapolation as well, an upper projection as well. Something close to that, not really, not exactly. $32. I don't want to get into this indicators here. Okay. I think the closest we can get is 32.80. So here as well, the probability is less than 50% as well. And then on the second attempt, it's also less than 50% as well. So we could say statistically, based on the data we have based on some of the data we have on the daily chart and on the weekly chart, that there's the probability of it retesting $32 is less than 50%. However, we know there is a lot of dynamics in play given this dividend warrants. That may negate the lack of strong probability that they will retest. That may negate it, because we have other dynamics that are going to, defy that. So even with a probability of 0.01%, a lot can still happen. A lot can still happen. So let's just see how things go. And I'll continue to update you. Thank you very much for watching this video.